Rose remarkable like Stars of David. Don't call me Black American, I'm indigenous native. Now order up this bottle and pour it in your cup. This might be hard to swallow.
Water, aka Duquan. Another episode of Split Personality. And my special guest today is none other than the great NIKA from Inspired by NIKA.
Hi, everybody.
You doing all right?
Yep, doing good. What about you?
I'm maintaining
That's
as
good.
usual.
That's what I
You
like
ready?
to
Let's
hear.
get this. Let's get this split personality going on. And before we start split personality, I just want to let y'all know, America, that after today, I'm going to go on a 2-week hiatus, vacation-wise and social media break. So the next time you will see me will be July 30th with another special guest. You know what I'm saying? But right now, this is what we got to do. So enjoy this show. Chime in. I want to see comments. I want to see what you got to say because this is going to get really down to the gritty.
All
You heard?
right.
So let's go. Split personality. Okay. So tell me, NIKA, what do you think about passport bros and the girls' trips? You know what I'm saying? Are they the same? Or if they are the same, tell me why. And if not, tell me why not they are the same.
Okay, so I don't think they're the same.
All
So
right.
I think Passport Bros, the main objective is they're traveling for relations, for sexual gratification. That's the whole purpose, the whole goal of the trip. But on the other hand, girls' trips, most of them, I'm going to say most of them are not about that. It's about your connecting. And you're traveling, but it's not with that purpose. You may want to travel to a place you haven't been before, and it's just about reuniting and getting together with whoever's going on the trip with you. But there are a small number of women that take those trips, and it's about the same thing. They want to have a
Mm.
fling, they want to have that fantasy, they want to travel and say, okay, I'm in another country, nobody will know, that kind of thing. So yeah.
For me, I think it's the same. And the reason why I'm gonna say it's the same, first of all, for passport bros, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to call you out, fellas, but we got to keep it real on this show. That's why it's called Connected Dots. For the fellas, I feel like a lot of people go down there because the difference between down there and here is all about connection. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay.
think that passport bros, they have a better connection with women down that way than they do here because it's a lot
Right.
more easier. I think it's they don't ask too much. And then on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
you only stand for a short amount of time. You're not
Okay.
there to you're not there to put a ring on your finger like that. You get what I'm saying? And then as
Right.
far as for girls' trips, I think that it's a way to get away from your man. You know what I'm saying? Because you think about it,
Yeah.
mostly 90% of the women that go on girls' trips are in relationships. You rarely hear single girls say, let's
Uh-huh.
go on a girls' trip. It's mostly women who are in relationships and they're trying to get away. I call it escape. They're trying to escape to something that's different. Not saying that they're going to do what the
Mm-hmm.
men do, but it's
Uh-huh.
still an escape pattern. That's what I think, you
So
know?
it's just a way to get away from their man and just, have a vacation, or like, I don't understand. I don't think they're the same. I don't. I mean, there are some women again
Okay.
that do that, but and I'm gonna say this too. So the men
Okay.
that travel out, because they want to connect with a woman from, another country. Now, I was first upset when I heard about Passport Bros because I'm like,
Mm.
well, why can't they find a connection, where they are? Why do they have to travel out? But I feel like, now I feel like, okay, well, if that's what you have to do, for that woman attention and things like that, then okay, I'm not going to judge, but I was upset about it at first. Yes.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Wow, I like that. So tell me another thing.
Mm-hmm.
Men recommend when men recommend you to do something to help you in your situation,
Uh-huh.
why is it a strain? Why woman won't listen to her man, but they'll listen to others. They'll listen to their doctor. They listen to their friends, and their man will tell them the same thing that their doctors and their friends are telling them, but the
Yeah.
man always get pushed aside. Why is
Yeah.
that?
Well, I think some women they kind of they don't give their men that how can I say, they don't put a lot of stock into what their man might be telling them, excuse me. So it's like they rather listen to everybody else because it's easier. So they feel like, oh, you just saying that because this, that, and the other. But I feel like you should, at least consider what your man is saying before you just disregard. I think you should at least listen, and even if you don't agree with it, at least hear him out. So that's all I got to say about that one.
Well, the reason why I say this because in my past, I would tell people, yo, I think you should go. I think you should do this. I think you should recommend this. They'll tell me the same thing. A woman will tell somebody the same thing. A man, I think you should do this. I think you should do that. But
Right.
when we say it to y'all, it's like y'all don't want to hear it. But your friend will tell you the same thing. You'd be like, girl, you right. You right. And I'm like, and I'm saying to myself, the man feels this is why men don't like to talk to women, because when we say things, y'all think we're trying to be mean or evil. But instead, if a man is trying to tell you something to help you, why was that? Well, how is that considered mean and evil? He's looking out for your best interest, just like you're looking out for his best interest. If you tell him you should do
Okay.
this, why don't you call your brother? Or why don't you do this? We
Right.
take heed to it. But when we say it, it's like
Mhm.
he's tripping. You know what I mean? It's
Okay,
crazy.
so I'm gonna tell you a part of that is it's all about how you say it. Because if you're
Mm.
saying something to us and we feel like, it's a personal attack, like you just trying to be funny, in that kind of way, then we're not gonna listen. But if you're coming from a place of genuine care and love, then that's different. Then we're gonna listen. But if you come at us in a disrespectful way or you just trying to be funny, then it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing.
But
So
the
it's
thing
a different.
is, why is but my thing is, why does it feel like he's trying to be funny if he's trying to tell you something that's going
Mhm.
to help you down the line?
Well, some men are like that because some men, they only care about how things are from their point of view, what's going to benefit them. They're not really looking at it from, oh, this is going to help her, so I'm going to tell her this. Some men are all about how it's going to benefit them, not really for the benefit of the woman. So there's a difference. There's a difference, and we can tell whether our man is like coming from a place of love or he's being like, oh, well, I don't like how you look, or I don't think you should do this or that. So we kind of know that.
Okay, I'm looking at a comment. I can't pronounce your name. It says, "Sir, please help me." You have to explain what you need help in, and then maybe we can help you. So explain what are you talking about so we can help you. Okay. If you explain, we can both help you. That's what we here for. All right.
Right.
No doubt. But I appreciate you reaching out for real. So
Absolutely.
why I like that. I like your answer. So why do we invest so much more in
Mhm.
proms than kids going to college?
Okay, so I'm going to say in the Black community,
Mm.
so it's all about the flash and the appearance, getting dressed up, spending, a lot of money on an outfit just for a day, and their ride, how they're going to get there. So it's like a show, it's like a show. So that's why I feel like sometimes we don't have our priorities straight when it comes to that, because there's no way you should be spending so much money for a prom and it's just for a day. I mean, yes, it's important. It's definitely important, but it's for a day, and I think we go overboard. And as far you said, as far as we spend more on that than going to college.
Yes. What I mean by that is that some people will try to take the cheap way to get
Right.
in college and find
Mhm.
used books and all that stuff. Well, prom, we'll do whatever it takes to make sure that our kids look good for
That's
that
what.
one day. And I don't, I think that's backwards. It
Yeah,
should be
that's
the
what
other
it's
way
about.
around.
Right, that's what it's about, looking good above
Right,
anything else. But
right.
as far as college, it's not affordable for everyone. It's very expensive. And so, we may say, go to a community college. There are some good community colleges where you can get a good education, but it's very expensive and it's just not in reach for a lot of people. So, that's why we try to get used books and things like that because it's going to help us. And that way we can send our children to college.
Well, the reason why I say this because I understand how important the prom is to some people. To me, it wasn't that important as I was growing up.
Okay.
But for real, I look at it as people will ball out to make sure that their daughter and their son look great for that
Right.
one day, but
Exactly.
can't ball out when it comes to things that's really important for
Important.
kids.
Exactly.
And that's
Exactly.
the problem. I have a problem with that. It's like, yo, you
Mhm.
balling out for this, but you can't ball out for things
Exactly.
that's really important.
Yeah, things that are going to, stay with you for years to come and things that are going to benefit your mind. It's like, that's not so important. But if it's something that's from the outside, how you look on the outside, then some people place more importance on that. I don't know why it is, but
Shout out to Self. He's on the camera. Shout out to you, big dogs. I like what you're saying, man. I'm loving what you're saying. So let's talk about, does being loyal to someone has limitations and
Mm.
what are yours?
Okay, so when you say limitations of loyalty, what exactly do you mean?
Good question. Good question. Okay, for example, I'll give you a good example. Let's
Mhm.
say you with someone, right?
Uh-huh.
And he does everything that he's supposed to do.
Okay.
But then you look at your friend. Your friend has a guy because he has the status of the nice car and he looks good, but he
Mhm.
doesn't do what you do, but you want that man because he's more interested. So now you're putting limitations on what your guy has because now you want him to be the same standard as that. A lot of women
Mhm.
like to measure other people's man to
Uh-huh.
theirs. Just like guys, we like to measure other women
Mhm.
to theirs. So
Right.
I call that a limitation. So you tell
Okay.
me, why
Yeah.
is that a limitation? And then what are
Mhm.
your limitations for being loyal?
So I don't think it's fair or it's right to compare your man or your woman to, somebody else's man or woman. You should know who you're with and who you have, and you know what's going on in your relationship. But somebody else, they may look good from the outside looking in, but you really don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So therefore, you know how they say the grass is not always greener on the other side, and it's true.
Hmm.
You don't
Right.
always know. They might look a certain way, they may present themselves a certain way, but that doesn't mean that that's what it is. So you can't do that. You have to value what you have in your relationship and not compare yourself to other people.
I think nowadays it's more about the facade than anything.
Exactly.
It's all about, yo, he looks like he has it going
Mhm.
on.
Right,
So I'm going, or
exactly.
or you look like she's a 10, she's a dime.
Right.
Instead of looking at the like you said, the inside of a person, getting
Mm-hmm.
to know the person, we
Right.
more interested in the outside appearance than the inside
Exactly.
appearance.
I mean,
And I
because
think that's why a lot of relationships don't work.
Agreed, agreed. That's true. That is true. We don't always think about, qualities and characters. We think about material things, and that's not where it's at because material things just come and go like that. I mean, it's just not about that.
Mm, I like that. So tell me, what message will you give the young females
Mhm.
about wearing pajamas and bonnets in public?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Yes.
so the bonnet needs to stay at the house. Okay, there's
Right.
no reason why anybody should be coming out the house wearing a bonnet. I'm sorry. Like every
Mm,
time I see that, I get so upset because it's like the bonnet is to wear on your head at night when you're sleeping, or you keep it on in your house. Okay. But when you come outside and you got your bonnet on, you're sending a message, whether you know it or not. And it's like the message is that you're too lazy to be bothered with putting on some real clothes or to do something with your hair. You just gonna run out the door because you think it's a fashion trend when it's not. Like that's crazy. Like, and especially the pajamas and all that. Like it's only gonna take you a few minutes to find an outfit to put on. Why are you coming out in your pajamas? Like I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either, man. To me, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. It looks like they don't wash. When I look at it, it's like you get out of bed and just roll out because you
Yeah,
know you got the crust in your eyes. Because my thing is, if you a woman, you get
right,
up and you have to go use the bathroom, right?
right,
And
yeah,
usually when you use the bathroom, you look in the mirror.
right.
So if you're looking in the mirror and you see you got a bonnet on, that
Mm-hmm.
right, that should be like a ding ding. Okay, I got to take this bonnet off. But if you rolling with that, you
Mm-hmm.
actually you used the bathroom and then you looked at yourself and said, "Yo, I'm gonna rock a
Exactly.
bonnet and go
Mm-hmm.
out in public like that." Yo,
No.
that's crazy to me. That's
It is crazy. Like I
and
don't,
then it's
and I see more and more people doing it. Like it's normal.
yeah,
Like people will be out shopping. They'll go to their doctor's appointment. I'm like, what? Why are you out like this? Like, come on. Even if you was running late, don't come
right.
out with that on. You look crazy.
But it's our culture too. That's the
I
thing that
know
I hate the
it is.
most.
It
It's
is.
our culture, and I'm like, yo, what happened? What
Mm-hmm.
happened? Because women used to wear hats or
Yeah.
scarves. But what
Mm-hmm.
happened? The bonnet is like the more lazy thing. Let me just throw it on and go out there
Exactly.
and have my pajamas on too
Right.
with some
Exactly.
Crocs. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, I mean,
No. Don't get me
that's
started with the
crazy.
Crocs. Yeah, don't get me started on that.
You know,
Mm-mm.
I'm not a Croc man either, man. I'm not. I'm
No.
just America. I don't do Crocs. I'm not dissing nobody, but that's just not my style, man. I grew
Yeah.
up in the era where it was boots, sneakers,
Mhm.
shoes. That's
But
it.
I just think Crocs, that's kind of like a casual type of thing. Like it's not like really a part of your outfit. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
don't.
I
Yeah.
feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Oh my God. What is the one thing you wish mothers wouldn't do or would not do?
Uh-huh.
What is one, let me say it again?
Yeah, say it again.
Okay. What is the one thing you wish mothers would not do? Just one thing you wish mothers would not do and why?
Okay, so let me see. So I think that one thing I think mothers shouldn't do is reward your child if they're not getting good grades in school, but
Woo!
you go and buy
Yes.
them you go and buy them a new outfit. They can get whatever they want, even though they're not doing right in school. So that's one thing I wish we would not do.
Mm. The
Yeah.
one thing I wish they would not do is lie to their kids about how their father is. You know what I'm
Oh.
saying? My thing is a lot of women
Mm-hmm.
will lie to their kids and say all this stuff about the dad
Uh-huh.
and then feel some way about the dad. We're not even asking the dad anything.
Right.
Some mothers would do that, will paint that picture like
Right.
your dad is he's this, and that.
Mhm.
Then to
Right.
come to find out that he wasn't all of that stuff that he said he
True.
was. So, young
True.
children, if you out there listening, always ask your pops because there's
Mm-hmm.
always two sides to every story.
Right.
There's
Right.
two sides to every story. And a woman, not saying every woman, some
Mm-hmm.
women will make up a lie about
True.
pops or a lie about their man or their husband or their
Yeah.
boyfriend to paint the picture that they've always been bad when that's not really the case.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's a case where the mother, she's hurt that they're not together. Like she still wants to be with him, she still loves him and has feelings, but it didn't work out for whatever reason. So it's like the mother feels like, well, I'm going to get the kid on my side and I'm going to
Mm,
dog the father and make him look bad. But a lot of times it's not the case, and I don't like that either. I just feel like the mother should let the child decide for themselves if they want a relationship with their father,
mm,
how they feel about their father.
I like that. Woo! Woo! Yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we connect these dots, America.
Yes, yes.
I got a good one for you.
Okay.
Men, we value peace more than anything in a relationship.
Hmm.
What do you value more and why in a relationship?
Let me see. I think peace is definitely important.
Hmm.
But I think more understanding. I think because when, like you said, y'all value peace, but I think for us we value understanding because if we do certain things, we don't want y'all looking at us like we crazy. Like, well, why are you doing that?
Mm.
Just let us do our thing and be ourselves without you having to critique what we're doing. You know what I mean? Just let us be us. That's what I value.
Yes. And the reason why I say that men, including myself, we value peace because when we come home,
Yeah.
we don't want to hear all the riff raff. We don't want to hear all of that. We want to come
Right.
home,
Yeah.
sit down,
Mhm.
relax a minute,
Right.
chill, and think about, reflect on how the workday did us, how
Uh-huh.
things did us,
Okay.
how life is. Because far as what men go, we think different than y'all.
That's
And
true.
peace for us is the main ingredient for us to be like, home is
Hmm.
peace. It's like a,
True.
what you call it,
Hmm.
like a safe haven. That's
Like
the
a
word I
sanctuary.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
safe haven.
Okay.
Just like going to the
Hmm.
bathroom. Safe haven. America, that's one
Right.
of my safe
Exactly.
havens, okay? But I'm just
That's
saying,
true.
a safe haven. So when you come
Yeah.
home and you feel that peace when you walk through the door, it's
Right.
nothing like it. It's
No,
nothing
that's
like it.
true. I
You
agree
know?
because if you come home and it's just chaos and there's all kinds of drama, it makes you not want to be home. It's like, oh my God, I had a horrible day. Now I got to come home and there's going to be drama. So I understand that about peace. I think the home should definitely be a place of peace where once you come in that door, everything else just goes away. Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. I like that. I like what you're
Mhm.
saying.
Yep.
Okay. So people claim they want to get married, but
Hmm.
quick to get a divorce. Is
Okay.
it a sacrifice or is it the title behind being married?
Well, I think for some people, it is just about they just want to say they're married just for the sake of, saying they're married. Maybe they're copying their friends who are married. Maybe they're like the only one in the group that may not be married yet. So it's like, okay, well, I want to be married too, that kind of thing. But as far as you saying about being quick to divorce,
Yes.
so, well, I think sometimes people don't put effort in. Like they get married, they think, okay, once they have the wedding and they're a married couple, it's over. They don't have to put any effort into it. But that's
Hmm.
not the case. You have to keep going. You have the things you did to get the person. You have to still do those things once you're married. Like it doesn't stop. So I think that's where people get it mixed up. It's like, oh, well, we're married now, so I don't have to do anything else. You still have to try. So I feel like the effort sometimes is not there.
Hmm. I think for me, I say for men,
Mm-hmm.
we call it a sacrifice for us
Okay.
because it takes a lot for us to be like, you know what? For men, we think different as far as
Mhm.
how we're going to marry someone because
Okay.
you don't bring every woman home to meet your mother.
Okay.
You don't bring every woman home to meet your kids.
Oh, true.
So that's how I look at it. Yeah. So when you have to go through those obstacles first,
Mm-hmm.
you be like, okay, I'm gonna go through these obstacles first,
Right.
and then after that comes the algorithm. What I mean by that is, okay, everything is good, everything is settled.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe we can connect and make
Mm-hmm.
this work. Maybe we can make this marriage work. We don't look at being married as a title to us. I think it's
Okay.
more of a woman thing about the title, but
Mm-hmm.
for us, we never look at, wow, okay, I'm married, and you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Right.
someone would be like, my husband and I, what I'm saying? We don't say my wife and I. You
Okay.
notice that? Y'all say my
Why
husband and
is
I,
that?
but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But men never say my, they just say my wife. We don't say
Okay.
my wife and I. Y'all
Okay.
say my husband and I. And
Okay.
so I think that your value marriage more than we do, even though we like to get married, but
Mm-hmm.
we value it differently from y'all. We don't value the title like y'all do, but I think we value the
Mm-hmm.
woman, as far as, okay, she's special. I'm gonna lock it
Mm-hmm.
down. She ain't going
Right.
nowhere. I'm gonna lock
Hmm.
her down. We value the woman more
Uh-huh.
than the actual title, I think.
Yeah, but I think also like for women, if we're in a relationship and it's, it's working, and we've been together maybe for a long time, it's not so much as, okay, well, let's just get married just for the sake of it. But I think too, it's just taking the relationship to another level and just knowing that if you're with this man and he loves you and you love him, and it's working. Not to say that the couple is perfect or anything, because there's always going to be challenges in a relationship. But we would like to say, okay, we've been together for this amount of time. We've been through a couple of things. So why not get married? So it's like you're taking the relationship to another level and you're committing to each other. So that's important to some people.
Mm.
And
Mean,
also,
mean.
it's a
Okay.
religion thing too. If you're a very religious person, you're not going to, shack up with somebody just for the sake of saying I live with someone. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You want to
That's
do it
true.
in the right order, you know?
Well, I forgot about the religion. Religion is very important. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you face guilt when you are the one that's guilty?
So guilt, that can run you down. That can run you down. So
Okay, explain.
So, because when you're guilty, it's like you keep thinking about what you did wrong, because you know it was wrong to begin with, and it will run you down. It'll just keep playing in your mind over and over. And, it just, I don't know, it just kind of changes you because you know you did something wrong and you're guilty of something. But I think if you try to make it right, if you can, I would advise people to do that. But guilt, yeah, it's not a good feeling. It's just not a good feeling.
So, how do you face it when you're guilty, though? Let's say if you're
Well, for
guilty,
me, okay, so for me,
right?
if I'm guilty of something, I'm gonna try to go to that person and say, okay, I'm gonna first admit that I did something wrong, and then I'm gonna apologize to the person. And sometimes they might accept my apology, sometimes not. And it's my fault. I can't blame them for that. But I will try to make it right. If I offended somebody or if I did somebody wrong, I will try to apologize and make it right.
Mm. For me, ah, I used to have trouble with this back in the day. A lot of trouble with being, facing guilt. Even though I knew I was guilty, I
Yeah.
was one of those guys that was, how could I put it, very one-sided. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Even though I knew I was guilty, I didn't
Right.
know how to face my guilt. Until
Okay.
after I got older, I started realizing how to face guilt, how to face guilt. It comes with time, comes with the territory, because it's like for men, as they
Hmm.
say, we're not good liars.
Oh,
They
right.
always say that men are not good liars. Just
True.
amen. Don't get mad at me. Don't throw tomatoes. I'm just being for real. We're
That's
not
true.
good liars.
That's
So I
true.
think for us, we've done so much guilt that
Right.
it's kind of like it's
Hmm.
kind of crazy for us to admit when we're
Um,
wrong or see what I'm saying. But now as you get older, because now you might have a
mhm.
daughter, you might have a son, and you want to
Exactly.
teach them the right path, and you tell them, look, don't make the same mistakes I made. Don't do the
Right.
same things I did. You know what I
True.
mean? So now
Hmm.
you got to figure out how to get that guilt, because guilt can become karma. You see
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? So
That's
that's
true.
another reason why I feel like when you're guilty, you have to
Hmm.
face that guilt, because if not, somewhere down the line, that guilt will become karma. And I've been through that situation
Hmm.
as well.
Yeah,
You
karma
know?
is that's definitely a real thing, and it always comes back to bite you when you least expect it.
Mm.
And it's like when you're doing dirt, and you're doing dirt, and it's like, and you just don't care. You just keep doing it, just for as long as you could get away with it, and you just not cared. And that guilt will eventually it will catch up to you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and
Mm.
like you said, as far as the kids, if you have kids and they looking at your example of what you doing, they might think it's okay, and they may grow up to do those same, have those same patterns.
I feel you. So
Yep.
tell me, what is overrated to you in life, and what is underrated to you in life?
Overrated, I'm gonna say material things definitely because you can't
Okay.
take material things with you, and a lot of times people place a lot of status and things like that over everything else when it really doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're a person with a big heart or you're a good person or that you treat other people well. It just means you have a lot of things, you know. So to me, the material things is overrated. What's underrated? You mean just with people or just
Anything,
everything?
anything,
Anything?
anything. What's underrated to you in life?
Underrated. I think it's just the importance of, I think, connecting with other people, I think is underrated because sure we have social media and things like that, but a lot of times that's not real. That's not what you're seeing. A lot of times it's not real, but just, you know, having those relationships, communicating, I think that's definitely underrated. I think we need more of that, especially for the young kids. Definitely.
Mm,
Yeah, that's underrated. We need to, I think, you know, emphasize more of that.
okay. What's overrated to me, I have two things:
Okay.
job status and lifestyle. And I'm
Oh,
explaining to you, job status is overrated because you might have the title, but that
mm-hmm.
doesn't mean you know what you're doing. And I've
True.
seen that a lot in a lot of places where people got all these titles getting
Right.
paid, but they still don't know they still don't know what they're doing. It
Right.
still
That's true.
becomes a circus, a zoo, and this is
Yeah,
everywhere, not just all over. You
that's
ask
true.
anybody all over,
Yeah.
job title to me doesn't mean anything to me.
Right. That's
And then
true.
I'm gonna say lifestyle because at one time it was like everybody wanted the big house on the hill.
Right.
Everybody want to live above their means and do this and
Hmm.
all that. Now as I get older, I don't have to have the big house on the hill. I
Yeah.
just want to be comfortable and got money in my pocket and live because once you die,
Hmm.
that ain't gonna go with you.
Right.
But but,
Exactly.
but I want to be comfortable to where I
Hmm.
wake up and I don't have to worry about certain things. That doesn't mean I'm rich. It just means that I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then underrated,
Hmm.
I got two underrated things. Number one underrated thing that I want people to understand is that there are more and more men out here who
Hmm.
are actually doing a lot more things than what people are giving them credit for. They're
Okay.
coming home cleaning, cooking, doing a
Hmm.
lot more things that women used to do. It's like we switch roles, kind of
Oh.
like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I want people to understand that there's men out here that's on their grind and they don't get the credit, and I
Hmm.
think they should get the credit
Yeah.
due. And also underrated is
Hmm.
that there's a lot more people adopting kids and that for kids that don't have homes. And
Right.
I like the fact that people are out here,
Hmm.
making sure that kids have homes
Right.
because
That's true.
it's important that a kid has a home, a
Hmm.
foundation to come home to. And I want to think that a lot of people who decide to adopt, because some people can't even have kids, and
Right.
I'm hearing a lot more people adopting
Mhm.
kids, and I really appreciate that. And I think that's very underrated. We don't talk about it as much, and we should
That's
give them
true.
all that's due.
Yeah, I agree too. I think it's important. There's so many kids that don't have families. So, you know, the people that adopt them, I think, you know, you're giving them a chance in life. So you're right. That's definitely underrated for sure. Yeah.
So, is there any last thing you want to talk to about the upcoming women or upcoming girls? Because I feel like they need messages right now because of what's
Mhm.
going on in the world. Is there something you
Yeah.
like to tell them?
Well, I think you just have to place value on yourself and know that you are important and that you matter in this world. So if you're with a group of friends or people and they're trying to talk down to you or make you feel like you're not valuable, you have to know that you are valuable. It doesn't matter if you don't have the latest clothes, the latest shoes, and all that. It's not about that, but just know that you know you are valuable, you're important, you're going to grow up one day, and you know who knows, you may be able to run the world or do whatever it is that you dream of doing. Just know that you can do it. Don't listen to the outside noise because sometimes that's exactly what it is. It's just outside noise. Yeah.
Mean. And I want to say something to the fellas coming up in the world.
Hmm.
Sons, brothers, whatever you are, just take a heed. Please, I want y'all to stop the violence first of all. This
Hmm.
black on black violence has to stop. Violence
Right.
everywhere has to stop. Joining gangs has to
Hmm.
stop. I
Right.
want y'all to understand that there's more to life than joining gangs and
Hmm.
hanging out and doing dumb stuff. You can
Right.
be anybody you want to be. The world
Exactly.
is set up for you to make it. It is
Mm.
much easier for you to make it. Social
Right.
media has made it easier for you to understand and see what's going on. You have the good of social media and the bad of social media.
That's true.
Understand the difference between both of them and get that education. I don't care what it
Mhm.
is. Get a
Right.
trade, get whatever you have to do, but make it in this world. Don't be someone out here robbing and stealing, because I'm telling you
Mhm.
nowadays jail
Yeah.
is not going to help you, and
No,
somebody might put two in where you might not even see the next day.
that's so
So
true. That's true. I
so
think,
I'm just telling y'all, go ahead.
and I think too that the kids they think nothing's going to happen to them. They could just be
Mm,
wilding out and it's cool, but it's not cool because one day you're here and the next you're not, and you running behind your friends thinking, okay, we can, like you said, they robbing, they joining gangs. That's not the way. That is not the way. There's other ways that you can make it and be someone. You don't have to be out there hurting other people.
exactly.
Mhm.
So this is another episode of Split Personality with my guest inspired by Onika in the house.
Thank you for having me. It was
Thank
fun.
Thank you for coming. See that smile, America? This is how y'all should leave connected dots, with a smile like that. Okay? So, like I said, my name is Lou Icewater, aka Duquan Hicks. This is Connected Dots, as you know. This is the last show until July 30th. I'm going on a 2-week social media hiatus.
All
So if you
right.
want to catch up with all my shows, I'm going to be posting it up on my Facebook page. So, or go to my YouTube page and check out all the shows that I did from the beginning when I had no banner and a messed up mic till now. So I want y'all to check it out. I'll holler at y'all and thank you, my 182 subscribers. I love y'all out there. And yo, as we say, Chabella.
All right.
Peace.
Bye, everybody. And don't forget to connect the dots.
Yes, no doubt.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's your girl, Onika. And don't forget to connect the dots.